It is currently 11:47 a.m. I just woke up not too long ago, and as some of you may know, I just last night at midnight I released my long-awaited, long time in the making album titled Logical Cheese for President, which is a 9-track 20-ish minute long digicore album that I've been making and working on for a little over a year, like a year and a month, I think. I did already say most of what I want to say in my video on my main channel, but I wanted to go over it kind of again and say some things that I didn't say in that video, as well as how I currently feel after finally releasing it after so long. So currently, I mean, I kind of just feel euphoric right now. Like I said, that album has been in the making for a little over a year, and it is definitely, for sure, without a doubt, the biggest project and the most amount of time I've spent on a project, the most amount of money I've spent on a project, because I kind of wanted to just go all out when making it. You know, I didn't really want to skimp out on, I mean, you know, some corners you have to cut, but I think with my abilities now and, you know, with where I'm at, I think I made a pretty damn good album. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the songs that I made. You know, whether you like it or not, that's fine. I don't really care too much. I'm just finally happy to be releasing this again after so long. I briefly went over this in my video, in my other video, but I want to go over why I wanted to make this album. So when I first had the idea to do it, it was around the time when Corey Kenshin was coming back from his record-breaking year-long break, and he came back to announce that he has been working on a manga called Monsters We Make. Despite him not uploading for a year, I thought that was so cool that he was working on something non-YouTube related that was seemingly really big and had a lot going into it, like a lot of people working on it, not just him. That honestly was the inspiration. That was kind of the whole kickstart that kickstarted this whole thing. I wanted to work on something really big, not really YouTube related, and I didn't really want to write a manga because I didn't really know how to write. I had already been doing music at the time, and I thought, hey, that's something. The fuck was that? Hey, that's something I could do. I could make a big musical project, like an album. Now, if you are longtime fans of the channel, you might already know that I've made and released albums and projects in the past before. They weren't great. Looking back now, they weren't great, but I had a lot of fun making them. And whether the music was good or not, I still was really proud of releasing something to the world, you know? So that's why I wanted to make an album in the first place. The reason why I wanted to make a digicore album specifically was because I had been listening to digicore at that time, and I first kind of discovered the genre around like mid to late 2023, and I honestly just fell in love with it. I'm gonna play a couple of snippets of my personal favorite digicore songs, just so you guys can get an understanding of, you know, where the inspiration for this album came from, and also why I love digicore so much. So yeah, those are some of my favorite songs that I listened to almost every day. And again, when I first discovered digicore, I just totally fell in love with it, and it was like this. I had never had this feeling with another genre. I felt like this music feels like me. This music feels like me, and it makes me feel really good when I listen to it. I mean, other music makes me feel good too, but I've never had music that makes me go like, this music feels like me. I don't know, most people who listen to or make digicore probably don't think that deeply, but that was just my experience. Now, the title of this video is probably something like, how it feels to release an album. How does it feel to release an album? I mean, I kind of already said it. I feel euphoric right now. Like, nothing else matters right now other than the fact that I just released an album. But again, considering that this album took over a year to make, and it has gone through many ups and downs. I mean, there were many points where I thought, like, I only had, like, a handful of songs that were done and ready and that I was happy with. We were months and months and months into the production at this point, and I just felt like, it's been so long, should I just release this as an EP and have it just be like 5 or 6 songs max? But then I thought, like, no, I wanted to make an album, so I'm gonna make an album. And also, I had kind of already told certain people that it was going to be an album, so and I didn't really want to let them down. So yeah, many ups and downs, of course. There were also many different iterations of the album. Like, there were some songs that were going to be on the album, but aren't. And then there were some songs that weren't originally going to be on the album, but are. An example of that is the song Fall to the Floor, which I think is the 7th track? I don't know. The song Fall to the Floor on the album originally, I mean, it was gonna be on the album, but then I thought, like, no, and then it wasn't gonna be on the album, and then what made it be on the album was when Slash Santana randomly sent me a verse that he did on that song, and said that he was originally gonna release it as one of his own songs, but said, like, that he was probably not gonna release it, and it was just a scrapped song. And so I was like, hey, I could totally take that and merge it with the already existing verse that Connectable did, and then that'll be a full song. That'll be a full song that I could put on the album. That's how that song got there. And also, the song that's right in the middle of the album, called EXO Interlude, that song has been through probably over 10 different versions, because I kept remaking the beat because I just wasn't fully happy with it. You know, I couldn't get it to sound how I wanted it to sound in my head. Now, Minoko made the melody first. And you probably can't really hear the melody that he did because most of the beat uses Neuron's melody, but Minoko's melody is in there. And originally, Minoko made just his melody, and I was using that, and it was a really good melody. I just couldn't get it to sound how I wanted it to sound. And I didn't really want to send it off to, like, another producer to try to make it sound good, because I wanted every song to be produced by at least me, if that makes sense. Like, either me alone or me plus one or more people. Because then at that point, it's just not even my song, right? It's not even... I contributed nothing to the production of the song, so it just doesn't feel like my song. But again, that song has been through probably over 10 different versions, and it was only until I found Neuron's melody that just so happened to match... It was the same key as Minoko's melody. Not the same BPM, but that's not a problem, obviously. But it was the same key, and I was like, I could maybe merge these two melodies, and make a beat from that. And when I did that, I made the whole beat in, like, maybe 5 minutes, and it ended up being one of my personal favorite songs on the whole album. I guess if you're curious, some of my personal favorite songs on the album are Frown, which is the first track, Plastic, which is the second track, What's Your Deal, which is the fourth track, EXO Interlude, obviously, which is the fifth track, and Up and Coming, which is the final track. Up and Coming is my #1 favorite. I made that beat, and I was like, this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest melody I've ever made, which is rare for me because I really am bad at making melodies. This is the greatest melody I've ever made. This is the greatest beat I've ever made. Nothing I make in the future will top this. And I was just like, this is perfect. This is so, so perfect, and there's no possible way I can not use this on the album. And what's funny is I posted a TikTok on my Beats TikTok page where I just post snippets of beats. I posted a snippet of that beat, and it didn't go viral, but it did surprisingly well. Like, a lot of people liked the beat. I think it got over like 800 likes or something like that. And the caption that I put for that video was, I think I said like 2026 Digicore revival or something like that. And so that got a lot of people commenting that they want Digicore to be revived. Because if you guys don't know, Digicore was like really popular around like 2022, 2024-ish. 2024 is kind of when it started to go on the decline. But of course, late 2023 and going into 2024 is when I discovered it. So I discovered it right as it was like dying. But what I think is good is there's still a lot of Digicore, there's still a lot of artists that are still making Digicore today. And a lot of those artists are on the album, you know, and I talked to today. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm once again, just like every video on this channel, I'm just kind of yapping. Something cool that I kind of want to talk about is Parker Blue, which is featured on Plastic, which is the second song on the album. What I think is cool is Parker Blue actually reached out to me first because I used one of his songs for an outro on one of my main channel videos. He reached out to me on TikTok and just thanked me for using his song. I mean, that's how we first got in contact with each other. And then a few months later, I had decided that I wanted to make an album, and so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, I make music as well as do YouTube videos. I'm making this album and wondering if you wanted to be a part of it. And, you know, at first he wanted to, but he wasn't sure because he was really busy at the time. I mean, I don't know. Long story short, over the course of a few months of just talking back and forth, I finally got him on the album. He sent his verse, and I was like, this is fucking beautiful. This is absolutely perfect. This is like exactly kind of how I pictured him or imagined him to sound on this specific song. Because I wanted him on that specific song because, to me, I mean, the beat alone, it sounded like a Parker Blue song. So I don't know, that's just a cool little story, I guess, for the archives. There were a lot of beats and songs that didn't make it to the album. I don't know if I'm ever gonna, you know, release those at any point. I've toyed with the idea of possibly, maybe, perchancebly doing a deluxe version of this album. If that happens, then it happens, but if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not gonna try to make a deluxe version, but, you know, if I don't know, if I feel like it deserves it, and if I feel like people want it, then yeah, maybe. I've never really been a huge fan of like deluxe versions of albums because to me it's like, why not just put all the deluxe songs on the original album? Or if anything, why not save those songs for the next album, you know? I don't know. That's just my opinion. If any of you do listen to the album, first of all, I appreciate you even taking the time to listen to it. But if you do, I really hope you do like it, and I would love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know your opinions. Anyways, I have been recording for about 36 minutes now, which is much less than I thought. I thought it's been at least an hour, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here before I don't want to edit this video anymore. Again, if you listen to the album, I really, really appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your opinions, let me know your favorite songs, let me know your least favorite songs. I'm so, so, so happy to finally have this be released and, you know, have it be done after a year and a month of making it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to the album if you do. I'm working on several new main channel videos right now, so yeah, stay tuned for those. And yeah, I will see you guys later.